Recap.
Recording.
Alright, well, I believe when we last left off, we were basically saying our goodbyes and traveling along the road, making our way over towards what was a small town, who needed some help. A small village out of the way, with some wyverns. We made it there, and there was 2 of them that we dispatched rather quickly. There was nothing wrong with their entire fight. Nothing happened that would cause me any harm. I was very successful in helping everyone without receiving a single scratch on me. That was exactly what happened. And when we returned and brought the wyverns back, well, the mayor of the town, who was accommodating for us at first, after finding out that Everett had picked up or wanted to pick up a rock in the middle of the river, and with the assistance of the others, caused the bridge to collapse and then disappeared, leaving Ayla to be blamed for what had happened. So that was something that had occurred, and we ended up leaving from the scene of the crime back on the road. Had a few conversations as we set up camp out in the forest, and that was about it, I believe.
All right. Grab your inspiration die.
Did the easiest inspiration of my life.
And with that, did we get through everybody's watches?
I think the only one we didn't get through was Halani, possibly.
Yeah.
All right.
Helani and Ragnar.
Yeah, I'm sure they talk. Maybe play with the ball.
High and ball, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they both have rubber balls.
I'm wondering, is there like any other 5-pound rocks within the area near here?
You will have to make a perception check.
Dude, it didn't restore my.
Can I do so?
It's
Suffer.
not going to restore at all. I gotta figure out a way to program
No, wait.
that.
Yeah, it does. Hold on. Wait, let me do it again.
It'll do half. Yeah, you can make a perception for rocks.
There we go.
Boom.
You gotta set the little resource thing. There's a cogwheel for it.
Oh, you're talking about... Okay, yeah, that...
Have you instructed everyone how to turn on dark mode yet?
No, that's an optional thing.
Oh, where is it? Please.
Yeah. Start.
Please.
Judah, you're the
There you go.
master of dark mode. Go and find it.
You're right. IRL and on virtual. But anyway.
Am I just happy?
Yes.
Tell me now, I swear.
We are twins, but only to an extent.
The power I've given you, Judah.
But let's see. Because I frankly need to re-find it.
Guys, click your cogwheel.
Oh yeah.
Cogwheel in the top right.
Yeah, the cogwheel at the top right. Go to configure settings, and then you'll have core settings, system settings, and module settings at the top.
Wait, slower.
Bitch, go to the right game settings cogwheel, right?
Oh, cogwheel
Okay.
I was talking about cogwheel in the game sheet.
No. To the right with everything else, all the other icons.
Yeah, no, I get you. I was looking at my game sheet cogwheel.
So y'all are all there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then go to configure settings.
Okay.
At the top, you'll see core settings, system settings, and module settings. Go to module settings, and then scroll all the way down to where it's this tidy 5e sheet. And the first thing below is use alternate dark mode. Save your eyes forever. You're welcome.
I clicked it, nothing changed.
Oh, because you have to click the save changes at the bottom as well. My bad.
I did click it.
Oh, then
Close
refresh
and
it, I think.
reopen.
Yeah, close and reopen.
Welcome.
Hi,
Crystal!
Oh, interesting. Primary accent color. Overwrite the default primary accent color, so theoretically you could actually have it custom. Can I make my shit indigo?
So wait, what does it turn to dark mode?
Your character sheet.
Oh.
The character
thought it
sheet
was on the-
specifically.
I thought it was on the
Unfortunately, it's on everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see a difference, so I don't know.
You probably have to close and reopen your sheet or refresh the page.
Precisely.
Doing both. There you go, I see. Yeah, I got it in the, I see.
By the way, oh, what the fuck?
Hello, Dookie.
Doggo.
It's actually... It's Kato.
Oh.
I don't know if I like this better, actually.
It's an It's an adjustment, frankly, because of the particular formatting. But personally, I like it. It saves my eyes, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't
the
really affect
fucking
me one
background
way or
of
the
the
other.
map is still bright white.
Yeah, that's what was bothering me.
The background of the map. Oh, then you just have to zoom in, dude. Like
Okay, I'm
But-
just
Are you
gonna
talking
zoom
about
in.
the actual?
Yeah, the
like
actual
the
map.
background of the white, everything else. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I mean, there might be something for that. Let me check.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
called. I just change it.
He's
No,
done it.
no, the oh, okay. That's better.
Holy shit, Nano, you saved us.
You're welcome. There's supposed to be a wall that you guys can't see through on that.
Who is
but-
off the map right now? Oh, it's Esteban.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
All right,
Hmm.
Kalani. The game link is in resources.
Come on,
Yeah.
kitty. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's a cute kitty. Oh.
Are you
what's
taking a video, Heath?
Yeah, just put the
It is
video on my...
streaming.
Yeah, I
I
just
see
streamed the video for
Kato.
the kitty.
So
Wait, how do I see? I don't see it.
You gotta
Oh,
click
you
on
have
the
to-
general so you can see the video, Nikki.
Yeah,
In
you have to go
in
into the
voice
actual.
channels.
Oh, there we go.
He's kitty.
Here's my
Kitty
kitty.
getting the pet.
There's few looks that explain such euphoric bliss as a cat closing their eyes.
And leading into the pets.
Yeah.
all right, enough getting distracted.
Sorry, man.
So the last watch Halani was between Halani and Ragnar. Is there anything that she wanted to discuss with them, or should we move on?
Kuri Sutal.
Sorry, my computer's being really dumb right now.
You good? Did you hear Nano's question? Or
Alright, so what is happening? And hi.
Hello.
Ah.
Ragnar and Halani just took a watch before everybody wakes up in this foggy wood. I didn't know if she wanted to talk to him about anything or if there's anything she did in particular.
I don't know.
Alright, that's fine. Eventually you guys will all rouse from your slumber to a particularly foggy morning. Let me click my little weather button. It's going to be a nice 57 degrees today, Fahrenheit. For those that know that.
he.
But I would say it's a little brisk this morning, considering it's about fall time, starting to hit winter, getting close to that. Everin, with your perception check, I'd say you find maybe one or two more 5-pound rocks,
Can I turn them this over?
if you want.
Yes, please. So I get one or two more?
Can you only turn a rock once per day?
He changed it.
Ah.
Yeah, I guess you can turn as many into silver as you want, but you can't. They can't be used for currency, and you can't melt them down.
Oh, I know. There's no problem with that.
So
I'm just gonna be chucking them at people. So there's no problem.
all right.
And how do I put that I have more multiples of rocks?
If you go to your inventory
Mm-hmm.
and you go to your silver rock and mouse over to the right of the rock silver,
Mm-hmm.
there will be a little number that pops up in parentheses. If you click on that, you can change it to 3.
Oh, okay. There you
Yeah.
go. Thank you.
Yep. And ammunition can be set the same way, so ammunition might actually be counted now because it'll automatically do it. So yeah, this morning is particularly foggy. What do you guys do upon rousing from your slumber?
I guess Jubei would just start getting everything packed up, making sure everybody's getting ready to go, since we're a bit on a time crunch here.
Okay.
Okay.
Did everyone sleep well last night? Oh,
I
know what
slept
got.
wonderfully. Actually.
I will tell you how well Jubei slept in a second.
You should do oof.
No spells today.
That feels bad.
He just like, did everyone sleep or did you see bags under his eyes?
Yeah, pretty
F
much.
in the chat.
You know, Heath, I think I'm gonna have you make blind GM rolls on that one.
Wouldn't I know whether or not I have spell slots?
Yeah,
I
I'm pretty sure
would-
you would.
I would argue yes, but I'm gonna make you do it anyway.
Fair enough. I'll blind roll from now on, but it seems like it's something I should know. Like, I should know if I have spell slots.
To be fair, yeah, it would probably correspond to the amount of pain he feels.
Yeah.
Yes and no. I just I want to prevent. Not that this has actually come up too often, but let's wait a day to see if my spells come back.
Oh, fair enough. I was gonna dictate as how well he did sleep last night. If he fails his cons, probably a bad one.
Yeah, you had another Skygore nightmare, I'd say.
Yeah.
Fun.
It
I love
was,
those.
It was definitely a thing, but something you're gonna have to live with for a little while longer. So as everybody kind of starts packing up and such, the crown on Ayla that was given to her to try out has, of course, changed form.
What does it look like?
So you would see, and this is very quite interesting. It looks to be made of black sludgy muck at first, trailing off and oozing down the shape of a crown. Is a substance about as thick as oil, I would say. But every once in a while, you would see these little areas where the oil just, the muck just kind of goes around, and underneath is this bright, almost shining sunlight. It would be very bright and golden if it were to shine completely out, but as each of these little, parts of the light start to shine, some more muck just kind of trails over it and kind of blocks it, and then in some other spots, some of these little light parts poke out, and every once in a while, if you kind of looked at it in the right direction, it'd be a little blinding.
Mm-hmm.
That's what hers looked like.
It peeks up at just feeling this oozing substance. How does it look?
A diamond in the rough.
Kind of takes it off her head to look at it, and kind of gives this long sigh at seeing just how oozy and mucky it is.
going filthy comes to mind.
Everett would point at one of the sunlight pieces. That's what you really are. This other gunk and stuff is just bad things, okay? That are just weighing down on you. But
Nana, when she goes to turn the crown to look at these cracks, does it keep showing or does it ooze over again?
It keeps showing for a moment, but it'll slowly ooze over. Like, this golden shining crown underneath is constantly just covered in this muck, but slowly, bits of the crown tries to escape, and then the muck kind of starts to overtake it. Small victories here and there, so to speak, for the light underneath the muck.
Why does it look like this?
it's reflecting on your battle within yourself right now.
I thought it shows the true self.
Well, the true self is just points to one of the light rays that just quickly flicker up. This gunk thing here is just... it can easily be eradicated or anything like that, but the real one is actually really pretty.
If I may, one's true self is never entirely easy to see. It's covered in the likes of mud and sludge, but one mustn't forget the gold that lies within.
He kind of smiles a little bit.
Do you know what gold represents?
No.
Well, given the fact that it is a precious metal, it's oftentimes associated with that illumination, love, courage, magic, and wisdom. Of course, there are the typical symbolisms of wealth, glamour, grandeur, but at its purest, it is light. Even if there is a little bit of...
And he kind of rubs his fingers together before kind of stopping and raising his hand, revealing the permanent dirt that's kind of caked onto his gloves.
Even if it's a little dirty.
Kind of gives a bit of a weak smile at that. Her gaze kind of dropping down to the crown as she holds it in her hands, just kind of looking at this thick sludge dripping between her fingers and whatnot.
A little dirty, yeah.
Quentin will walk over and kind of place a hand on the back of her, on the back of hers, and kind of shake his head lightly.
But it doesn't have to be that way forever.
Right.
But they'll kind of step away and kind of look at the rest of everyone before his eyes kind of, I guess, fall over towards Jubei with a bit of a sorrowful look in his eye.
How are you?
I'm doing as well as I guess can be expected at the moment. Bags under his eyes, you can kind of just see him grabbing his arm, which has apparently been throbbing again all night.
You guys can visibly see some, blood vessels in his neck are kind of inky black, and they pulsate just a little bit.
Oh no, how often has this been happening?
Ironically, since it's pulsating black ickiness in his neck, he kind of looks over at you and goes, "How much is what happening?" Because he can't see himself. He don't got a mirror.
I would prestidigitation a small mirror.
That's not
And just... yeah.
Esteban, of course, would have one on it.
Put
yeah.
back your makeup mirror, motherfucker.
Jubei looks at it. Oh, these, well, you remember the curse Skygor put upon me a while back.
Can I take a closer look at it?
Of course, Ayla, if you wish to.
But Jubei, those are new.
He kind of looks down at his pulsating arm, and the throbbingness in his neck is like, it is probably a sign that is getting worse, honestly.
Looking at the effect on his body, like, of course she knows like there's the magical curse essence to it, but like, can she see what it's like physically doing to him?
Make me a medicine. Actually, make me a.
Oh, you sound weird.
Because I was washing my hands.
Okay.
Make me a. I'll let you pick medicine or arcana.
Medicine. 21.
Okay. You can tell that for the most part, physically speaking, he seems to be fine. Though the fact that it's at his neck is cause for concern. You have to wonder what effect it's really having on his body as like a whole.
Yeah, that's what she was curious about.
I would say with your 21, you could tell it's not sapping his physical strength. Skygor doesn't operate that well, or that way. It seems to be more of a almost spiritual attack in sorts.
And does it seem like there'd be any way of alleviating the pain?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. She kind of, after checking it over, just has this displeased frown on her face.
Jimmy just kind of looks over at Ayla and goes, I think it's not bad then, eh?
It's not good for your body, but I'm sure you already knew that.
He kind of looks down at the throbbing like veins in his hand and arm. Is like, yeah, I did have an inkling, yes.
I was hoping maybe by studying it, perhaps I could think if there's some way of easing the pain a bit, but I'm not so certain.
I've recently felt an increase in my own power. I could attempt another remove of the curse.
To be frank, I don't think it will do any good, Quentin. This is, as I said before, beyond anything I think any normal cleric could handle. I'll be okay. I will be able to survive with this. I have before and I will still.
I suppose. Okay.
But in any case, we should get going. We do need to still help Ragnar before his village is destroyed.
You're right.
Before we start going on a brighter mood, can I try a spell on you, Jubei?
I suppose as long as it is not another lightning bolt, it is okay.
It isn't a lightning bolt, but it's something,
It's going to be a
new.
shatter.
No, it's something new that I thought of, and I thought I might want to use later. Alright, can you just stand right there? And she, has you stand, in front of her about, 15 feet away.
don't
You're
like
not going
this.
to cast a spell, are you? That harmful?
It's going to be a little bit harmful.
Evan, please, perhaps, it could be best demonstrated during, a battle, not on a companion.
Well, he can dodge it. It's pretty easy to.
I don't believe that is something wise at the current moment.
Why not use it on a tree?
Because it'd be funner to hit Jubei with it.
Jubei is, as you can see, and she gestures to the inky veins on his body.
I mean, if you want, you can shoot it at me if you really want a moving target.
Okay.
I don't believe we should be shooting.
Ragnar points at Jubei. I've been taking notes from your fighting style, by the way, Jubei. I think I picked up a couple of things.
It's just one spell, and I can just get more anyways. There's no problem.
I think you are.
It will be fine, I promise.
We're hitting each other and using spells. All right.
I'm
This
just
is-
using one, and it's the lowest one I have. It'll be fine.
It's not fine. You are attempting this on another person, harming them.
I mean, I've lightning bolted myself before when I was younger.
That doesn't mean it's
Boy.
okay.
You said it's okay. I asked him. I'm not just doing it on him.
And the other has how much of a regard for their own well-being?
I don't know. Ragnar seems pretty rational.
Alright,
Ayla makes a
here's-
face.
If Cinder told you to hit her, you know what she's like. She's rather rash. She walked into a room full of lasers and everything. Would you hit her?
I mean, if she volunteered right now, I would.
Everybody, it'll be perfectly fine. I want to test something out anyway.
Are you going to
Alright.
attempt to protect yourself?
Of course.
Insight.
Are you looking to protect
for it.
yourself with this?
Crap.
He has this almost forced smile on his face. That's about all you
I'm going to insight as well. This is.
Does everyone care enough to insight? Sure.
Not to care enough to insight, you just have to insight and then not say anything.
Yeah, with that failure,
No, I
Ayla's
know.
just like,
I have a question though. Whenever someone rolls, it closes up my character sheet. How can I make
Oof.
that not happen?
That's another option.
Where is that
Oof.
option?
Go back to configure settings.
Does it pop out?
No, well, you
It's
can do the
Cozy
pop
Player.
out.
I don't want to do that.
It's what?
It's in Cozy Player. It's the first option.
Yeah, you're gonna go to Cozy Player and turn
Oop.
it off. See, I turned it off in my settings, but I thought it turned it off on everybody's. I'm sorry, I should have set
Yeah.
that up for everyone.
I already set it up for
Wait.
myself. That's what I've been doing. I've just been looking at the settings, being like, "Yep,
Wait,
yep,
where
nope,
is it?
yep."
Same place that you did the tidy sheets, but you're looking for Cozy Player this time.
Okay, and what do I click?
Action on roll. Do nothing.
Yeah,
That's it.
drop
Okay,
down. Just do nothing.
thank you.
Yeah, I thought that was annoying too. I don't know why the developer was like, "Yeah, just minimize the sheet." Her. All right. Esteban, I don't know if you really cared on that roll, so
No. Apparently
Very rude.
not.
Very rude. Twin, you think there's a genuine tone there. He does want to test something out.
He just kind of shakes his head and proceeds to move out of the way. Just kind of stands next to Ayla.
yeah, with her insight, I guess she believes that he'll protect himself, so she just kind of clasps her hands together and watches.
Okay.
Alright. I have the rocks in my bag and stuff like that, and I get ready to cast. And you see that she's not really summoning lightning or anything like that. It's more of like she just quickly just puts her staff to the ground with a light tap as it hits. You see one of the rocks shoot up, one of the 5-pound rocks, and it flies straight for Ragnar.
Okay. Gonna make his dex check.
I'll laugh if it misses and just kills a random squirrel in the background.
I
Okay.
don't think you can miss.
Well, so what happens is he brings up his shield and like knocks it up in the air and it goes up, but he's just like, Ow! Fucking
Sorry.
arm.
Sorry, are you okay?
I'll live.
Okay. I pick up the rock again and put it in my bag.
This was exactly what I was worried about.
He's fine.
What is the practical logic of apologizing after you did something that everyone dissuaded you against?
Everyone agrees here, but you know, he actually run away.
No, she picks up her rock and then quickly comes back.
Oh,
Everin, if you could, when you accidentally hurt someone, it is good to apologize.
I don't think it was an accident.
Well, for her insight, she believes he would protect himself, so she's like,
Well, I thought he'd be able to dodge it.
Well, okay, accident or not, you still harmed him. I believe that deserves an apology.
I
If
got
you-
consent though. Why do I need to apologize?
Hold on. If you wanted to hit, if you expected him to dodge, why didn't you just hit a tree?
It'd be more fun that way.
Everin, please apologize.
You know what, Everin?
I still haven't begin walking.
Everin, you're a little sadistic, he says as he's like shaking out his arm. You see like this small dent in his shield.
Jubei has walked over to Halani. Go, Halani, will you help me get the horses ready so we can get moving?
looking at
Shut
everyone
up.
walking off.
Quentin will walk over towards Ragnar and kind of lightly touch his arm.
Are you okay?
I'll live.
Didn't
Fingers
answer
are a
my-
little tingly, but that's about it.
Well, alright. If you say so.
Ayla looks at you, Everin, imploringly.
She's just kind of confused right now. She doesn't really understand like what's going on.
You gotta walk. I gotta say, when Jubei gets everything set up with the wagon, he kind of turns over the Ragnar and goes, I take it you were trying to master my sword and shield combat with that a bit, eh?
Well, a little early in the morning, apparently. The shield did its job.
Indeed.
But yes, you would infer that he took the shield master feat as well.
Ah. That would make sense. It's a useful feat.
Unfortunately, he only rolled a 5 on the dex save, so it didn't save him.
No. Ah! I was thinking that, or he somehow got resistance. I'm like, it could be either.
Hmm. Yeah, everyone is just standing there confused, like why people are making such a fuss about this, and it's just genuinely like, what?
Everin, is this a common occurrence?
Well, yeah, between me, Davi, and Jubei, it kind of happens
Let
all
us
the time.
talk on the road, ladies. Come on.
Sure, of course.
Road's calling.
Indeed.
Okay.
By the way, Ella, for shits and giggles, I'm just gonna say that when you say does this happen often, and when they said between me, Davi, and Jubei, you just gotta see like a static cling to Jubei's hair just kind of go up.
Ayla looks like she's gonna attempt to push it a bit more, but kind of gives up and keeps walking.
No, as we're walking, we can talk. There's no problem with that.
And will slide on his mask and go on his merry way.
I guess we break camp and get on the move.
Mhm.
I guess Jubei will send Shitori Toga up ahead to scout ahead while we're on the road.
Also, is there a way to, like, lower the music?
Yeah, if you go to the...
Ruby?
Oh.
I can't even.
Oh, wait,
If
it's
you-
groovy. Derp.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was in the game.
No.
But to answer that question, yes, you click on the little loot, and that's the volume controls.
Kind of looks like a spoon.
It does look like a spoon.
I thought it was a spoon too until I took a good hard look at it. I'm like, that's a loot.
I also thought it was a spoon.
I love playing the spoon, dude. The wooden spoon is my favorite instrument.
I also
I'm gonna add
cast
that-
mage armor on myself.
I'm gonna add that to my proficiencies, Nano.
You may.
the-
You may.
Thank you.
Yee.
You're welcome. So Jube, if you're keeping an eye on the road with Shitortoga, give me a perception check with the owl.
I don't think I have a sheet for that.
You don't. Did you have one in roll 20?
I think I might not have. I can't remember.
If you did, it would have ported over.
Yeah, I
so
probably
don't know if you did.
Just
Just
yeah.
just give me a second. I'll give you a fucking owl in a minute.
I see you never added that roll the die thing for me, eh?
What die thing?
Just so I have a die on the side that I can easily access to roll those dies, just for easiness.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. I had to move a bunch of furniture last night. I went to bed early.
Yeah, no worries, man. New system. We got. Well, there'll be kinks to work
Boom.
out.
There you go. All right, you should have an owl.
Cool. I will grab Shitortoga. And I will roll my perception at advantage. Where's that perception check? There is perception.
Okay. So with Shitortoga, you can definitely tell this fog goes for quite a distance. All that aside, the road seems relatively peaceful.
It looks peaceful up ahead, despite the fog. Do I know anything about this area? Is this kind of like normal, like the thick fog, or should I be worried?
I don't. I guess make me a history check. Yeah, you guys are closing in on central Osteria. It gets foggy here on occasion.
Okay.
It's
That's-
mostly lowlands and farmlands and the
fair
like. It's where most of the food comes from for the country.
A bit foggy out for today, but nothing out of the ordinary. We should be making good time, though.
Okay. I believe there is a discussion happening.
Yeah. So we're on the road now?
Yeah, you guys are on the road.
Okay. Ayla will turn to Everin kind of with that nervous look on her face again.
Everin, I of course never want to tell you or insinuate how things should be done. But if you could avoid testing or using hurtful spells against people you know and are friends with, I think that should be taken into consideration.
If I have their consent, then what's wrong with it, I guess?
There's a lot of
Kind of holds her chin, thinking of the right way to phrase it.
people without care for their own well-being and can be a little careless. So even though they're consenting, that doesn't really mean it's a good idea. You always
I think Ragnar and Jubei care about themselves.
Has Jubei ever asked for you to do that outside of battle when necessary?
Well, he gave me permission to if I need to in battle, but usually I just ask him if I can try out new things on him because he doesn't mind. We've also battled too upon request of each other. He kicked my butt though. It happens a lot actually. I do try some of my new things on him as well, and he doesn't usually mind.
looks over towards where Jubei's sitting. Is he close enough to hear the conversation?
Is he driving the wagon?
I mean, I can't because I'm scouting ahead with Shitori Toga. At this point, technically, I would be blind and deaf to you guys, depending when this is happening.
Oh, got
Yes,
it.
Ronnie will do it.
So I don't think Esteban's good at that.
Wait.
Who-
Me, Halani.
Yeah, Halani should do it.
Yeah, Halani
Go
would
ahead
make the
and-
most sense.
Go ahead and make
Oh,
me roll
Jesus.
for it.
What? Sorry, everyone just cut out there.
Halani is
Halani.
driving the wagon.
Oh, okay.
Ragnar should be next to her, and the rest of us can be in the back.
Sure.
I had the thing on my other sheet, but I
Oh,
don't have
yeah,
a
let
thing on
me-
my sheet for this one.
Give me a second, I'll fix that.
No proficiencies with wagons? Or
No, the
vehicle?
proficiency is there, but I got to make it a tool.
Oh, yeah.
You guys continue your discussion, though.
Okay. So then, does that mean Jubei has heard?
No, he's blind and deaf.
Oh.
'Cause
Okay.
He's using Shitori Toga. You guys, Everin, Jubei's used his a couple times, so Everin would be able to tell.
Oh, he's looking through Shitori Toga.
Okay. She'll turn to the other person in the party who has been around for a while then, and turn to you, Quentin, with kind of a nervous look on her face.
Is that true?
What is true?
You just gave me a wagon.
I noticed.
Jubei, that Jubei, is alright with, having spells being used on him outside of, combat.
Personally, asked him.
I can't hear you.
I've personally not asked him. However, I believe that it's safe to say that his own self-regard is not exactly perfect.
There's a nod of her head at that, looking back over towards Everin.
Everyone, please, would you be able to hold off on, such things?
Oh, Jubei's hurt now, so I guess I'll do it less if that what concerns you.
No, I mean, for future instances as well, avoiding causing any, unnecessary damage simply for the sake of,
She puts up air quotes with a wince.
pranks and testing things.
Well, the last prank I did on him didn't really hurt him.
What was that?
She holds out her decanter of endless water. I shot him with this.
Okay, water's
just-
not.
Yeah, it's just water.
That's fine. More so though with harmful things.
I haven't done that recently at all.
You did it 15 minutes ago, Everin.
Well, that wasn't a prank, though. I had your willing consent to it.
I'm
you
speaking
don't-
of pranks and examples.
If
Well, I
we're we're going to go by consent, I do not consent to any pranks.
That's okay.
It's
The
weird.
wagon falls over.
No, the roads here is quite bumpy. So you guys are just like bumping up and down a little bit.
So, is there understanding?
Esteban said he doesn't want anything from pranks or anything like that, so I'll respect that, but that's it, I guess.
So you're going to continue to cast magic on people?
Not harmfully.
Oh, okay. So you won't anymore?
I mean, unless Davia shoots me again.
Well, Davia's not here. More specifically though, with those who are not being very mindful of their self and their well-being. So we do you have an understanding?
You see that Everin is kind of understanding it, but there are a few loopholes where it's like she doesn't see what the problem is exactly, but it's like if this means a lot to you, she won't do it to hurt people, but she's still going to pull pranks on people and stuff like that. Besides Esteban, who's willingly said, "Don't do it."
Okay. Thinking it's kind of gone through then, she kind of relaxes a bit.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. We have like a blood pact thing as well, which is something I didn't really understand, but
What, huh?
blood pact. I think
You
she did it
what?
with Jubei too.
I'm sure her and Jubei have a different kind of pact.
No, like she hurt my hand and stuff like that. And we high fived or something like that.
Oh, so a meaningful exchange.
Well, she kind of hurt me a little bit.
Did she do it to herself?
Yes,
Sounds like a way to get a disease.
I guess, but I guess that's what means a lot to her. So I respected it.
Maybe you caught prankitis.
She did to herself though, which is something I don't usually see though. So I took it genuinely. I'm sure if you ask Juby, he'll answer the same way I did.
Well, as long as it's only just a small thing and not continuous, and you are being wary of disinfecting the wound, then okay.
Wait, give me a second. And everyone's just gonna crawl over, like right behind Jubei, and just quickly undoes his hair tie and just puts up in like a little bit of a top bun.
Well, Jubei can feel things, so his hand immediately snaps out and grabs yours.
Everyone just yelps and just stops letting go.
And looks you straight in the eye with actually the first time you've seen him angry at you.
Sorry, I was just sorry.
And he's just gonna look at you and kind of glare at you and go, "Do not touch the ribbon."
Okay.
And he'll let her hand go.
She backs away and goes and crawls in the corner.
Oh lord.
I think this has been a valuable lesson on pranks. Kind of stay tuned for the next episode and next chapter where we learn. Well, no, we'll get to that.
You see that Everyone's sparking with electricity at this point. She's not taking this well right now, and she just looks over to you. Don't. I will hurt you, so please stop.
Esteban, what is an episode?
It's well, if you've not, do you read any books?
I've read books, of course, but I've never heard of an episode.
Are there any
Sometimes people refer to
trees
them
near?
as episodes?
Hmm.
Nano, are there any trees nearby?
Yeah, you guys are going through a bit of a wood, but it's starting to clear to more of a open farm field kind of area.
Is there anywhere where one's standing a little bit of ways to where it's not a particularly tall, because kind of as the stuff has been secretly getting to him, Quentin just kind of looks off in the distance, spots a nice thin tree, and he's just gonna sacred flame it.
Okay, make your sacred flame.
Wah!
As it is a tree, it fails the dex save, and the tree cracks and falls. Just
He just reaches a hand up almost towards the sky, and he just strikes down at the same time that the bluish white hits the tree, and he just relaxes his hand back onto his lap after doing so.
Does Esteban notice this?
Yes, all of you do.
Yeah.
it's a spell cast, so yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no, I'm just wondering if he was just like doing it off in the distance or behind where we might not be paying attention.
no, you guys are in a wagon.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's like everybody's facing the same direction, diagonally to the left, basically.
Okay.
Just streak of white, tree
Oh.
crashes over.
Quentin, are you okay?
Better.
Right. Everyone, I know it's been a little bit of a stressful situation for the past hour. I'm not sure what the reason is. Jubei, are you alright?
Oh, sorry, Esteban, did you say something? Easy was back into Shitori Toga and just popped back in.
Are you alright?
I am fine.
Did he witness the tree falling over from Story
I don't.
Toga?
Probably,
Oh.
which is why he came back.
Everin, I said a hurtful thing. I'm sorry.
Everyone's still looking at the corner of the wagon and isn't even looking at you guys, and sparks are still flying off of her. Yes, that's her right now.
That's the whole party.
Oh, that's
I don't know
especially
what you're
Everett
talking
right
about.
now.
I'm fine.
Ella's fine. She's like looking around worried.
That's just like, what is happening? What has suddenly happened?
Jubei's completely fine. He was very pissed off for what happened, and then when it was over, he was done. He's completely back to normal,
But everyone doesn't.
Quentin, on the other hand, well, put it simply, he hasn't actually been wearing his mask for the majority of this. Now he is.
Me as a player noticing that, Ayla has not been traveling with you though.
Quentin, you doing all right?
I don't think he answers quite yet. He just kind of seems to be looking off over towards the side, just kind of passively, I guess, more or less. Spending his time to keep watch around the surrounding area.
Well, Jimmy understands a man needing his space, so I guess he will shrug and not pursue it because he knows better at this point.
Everyone's different, Jubei.
Yeah, I know, but just how Jubei kind of looks over and scratches his chin, but Quentin looks back at the tree that felt like we're well past the tree, obviously, that collapsed in the woods. Which, I mean, let's be honest, that's out of character.
Oh yeah!
I couldn't help you doing a bit of improvised lumberjacking back there. I cannot help but feel something is wrong.
I felt a strong sense of being disgruntled. So I decided to release some of that in the form of arcane energy.
Jimmy kind of looks at him and nods. That makes sense, I suppose. I've done similar things myself. He looks.
Do not worry. I'm sure that I will be fine.
Well, if you kind of scratches the back of his head. You know, if you do need to speak about it, Quentin, I can listen. I'm not the best with advice, but I am an ear if you need it.
He nods, but doesn't say much past.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Jimmy's gonna look behind him. Is Everett still pouting?
Yes.
Everett, that's enough pouting for now, okay? You know how I was upset with you.
She stays there.
Jubei just turns back and looks over at Helani. This is going to be a long trip, isn't it?
Indeed.
Ayla will just kind of lightly reach over to lightly pat Everin's arm and then reach over to do the same to Quentin.
You
And
get
sit
a little
back up
bit
with
of
a worried look.
zap as he tried to reach over to Everin.
Is she still able to pat?
Like you're gonna get like a few zaps to you, but she's not stopping you.
She's pain it does not really falter her, so just 2 little pats and then sits up. Doing the same to Quentin, then kind of sitting up, kind of looking at the rest of the part, this nervous look.
Ayla, are you doing okay? You look a little frazzled.
I think she's just concerned.
Yeah. I'm doing fine. Myself.
I suppose it's been a while since you've traveled with us.
Yes.
Kind of thinks it over.
I suppose I've only really traveled with some of you once.
Kind of looks over. I guess actually the only ones you have traveled with are me and Everin.
Yes.
Kind of takes in the feel of the car right now and then kind of gives him this nervous smile.
Is it usually like this?
Kind of Jubei looks around at everything. The sulking Everin, the slightly off balance fucking Quentin. Esteban, who I'm assuming is just lounging in the back.
He's just like, he's like, whatever, what was going on?
Yeah. And Helani driving the wagon is like, usually a little less, how would I put it, moody, I suppose. Though not the first time it's been a bit like this. He kind of laughs. You should have seen when we were on the boat with Cinder. Now that was a moment.
On the boat with Cinder?
No, before you joined us, we were on a pirate ship heading out towards the, what is it, the island of the pirates. I can't remember the name at the moment. But there was a bit of, how to put it, tension then as well. It almost came to deadly blows, actually.
Huh. With
Oh,
Cinder? And
Yes.
someone else?
Yes.
With who?
Yes. I can't really imagine Cinder upset.
Well,
I've never seen her upset.
yes, that's true. He kind of looks off, kind of I'm starting to regret bringing this up.
Surely she would never cast spells or going against the party. That is absurd. It doesn't seem like the type.
Some things led to another, misunderstandings. First time someone succeeded in picking a pocket.
Oh, I see now.
Oh dear.
Led to a rather tense moment. In fact, it was as you said, it got very close to dangerously deadly.
Right.
Well, the two seem to get along all right now. Was it settled?
Oh, very much so.
That's good.
Oh, that's right. Judah doesn't know what story we're talking about. He wasn't there.
The one where Cinder, well, where Davia stole Cinder's necklace, and immediately Cinder just went into destroy this person mode.
And they almost killed each other on the boat because then they were made a threat against their captain, and it was just
Cinder went for the verbal jugular.
Yeah, she went for the She attacked Davia's captain.
And then then Davia got so drunk they passed out in the ship.
Well, you also missed the part where immediately after Davia pounced on Cinder and had to get held
Jume
back.
Jume had to grab her before she tore her eyes out.
And then Davia got a necklace. Everin got a necklace back, and then not Everin. Cinder got her necklace back, and then basically resumed as if nothing happened. And Davia's just held her grudge for however long.
Yep.
Needless to say,
It was great.
Jume's
Fun
point
time.
being is that, you know what? This isn't that bad when you really think about other things that have occurred.
I was also kind of listening to that. I was relieved that they're kind of getting along again. Though her gaze is gonna kind of drift back over towards the two sulking and quiet members. Kind of thinks to herself for a moment and kind of realizing Never might need a bit more time or she might get zapped again. So she'll take a seat next to Twin and kind of give his shoulder a little tap.
Twin, have you ever, listened or played with an instrument before?
No, I never quite had the opportunity.
Would you like to try?
She takes out this little wooden flute.
Well, I wouldn't be particularly opposed to trying.
It's fun. Here.
She'll hold it out.
I guess he kind of looks at it.
My goodness.
It's a pretty cheap wooden. It's a pretty cheap wooden flute, kind of more toy-like than anything.
It's a recorder.
With how simple it is. Kinda. Also, why is this image so big on the screen?
Because it's in character.
I don't even know how to make it stop.
Let me see. I guess he will attempt to
Work
play
it out,
this
guys.
instrument. He will attempt to play this instrument he's literally never had before.
Ayla's could actually try to assist just with doing a very, very simple hot cross buns.
Oh my god, go away, Helani. I'm so confused. Stop.
Okay, sorry, I worked it out. I'm happy.
How do you get rid of it?
It's gone now.
Clicked.
What?
Anyways.
You see your little picture in that black bar next to the loudspeaker?
No, I don't care about knowing how to.
Alright, continue roleplay. Just
No, that's the thing. I need to make a roll, I think.
Yeah, if it's a really simple thing that she's trying to slowly show him hot cross buns, does that still take a roll?
what the hell is hot cross buns?
Huh? It's like the most basic,
Yeah, it's
basic
the
song
most
ever.
basic.
Kindergartners learn it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Sounds
learned it when I
like
first started
chopsticks.
playing.
Yes, kindergartners still suck at that song. Make me I'll say it's an advantage though. Make me a performance at advantage.
Hey!
Okay, you play the song. There's like one sharp note in there.
Smile kind of comes to Ayla's face.
Oh, you're a natural at it. It took me a number of tries to get the song even once.
Well, you are guiding me through this. I don't think that's entirely fair to you.
Well,
She looks like she's gonna say something, and then kind of gives a little small shake of her head instead, before kind of watching him play through it again.
it's fun though, right?
I would say so, yes. I've
His little-
always admired people who can play instruments. It's a interesting activity, and given the aspects of what music shares as far as things culturally, I find it to be rather special.
So, do you enjoy it then? Do you find it fun?
He kind of looks back at it because he hadn't quite taken off his mask entirely. He more so kind of peeled it back, but kind of looking down at it from the hello, hi microwave. He kind of stares down at the flute for a little bit of time before he nods lightly, and he just kind of says,
I would say so. I'm not entirely sure how, well, I suppose it is a nice new thing I've never quite experienced before.
Oh, well, I sort of learned. I don't know if it'll be the same for you. But when I have a lot on my mind, or something is bothering me, finding something to do or work on improving or distracting myself with, doing something that is fun, tends to help me. So, if you like it, during the rest of the ride, I don't mind letting you, borrow it to play with a little more.
he kind of a smile appears on his face, a slight one that's visible right behind the hood of the mask, one could say. Before eventually he kind of lightly gestures it back towards her and just,
I appreciate the gesture, but, well, I'm still learning, and
he kind of looks around at the lot of the group.
I don't believe that my learning should be something that is unwillingly given to the rest of the group.
Kind of opens her mouth and closes at that, kind of realizing I probably should have taken that into consideration when I was practicing, huh? But kind of gives a nod of her head at that.
Okay, another time then. How do you feel though?
I believe the term would be accomplished. Music was never something that I particularly sought after, at least in my younger years, but it's always been something I appreciate. Never quite knew I, well, could potentially have the skill for such. It is a nice little hobby.
Smile kind of comes to her face at that. She gives a nod of her head.
That's good. Well, if you need anything else, something more, quiet to play with and learn, let me know.
kind of nods at that.
Thank you,
There's a
though.
little. Go ahead.
Thank you, though, Ayla.
Of course.
Gives a smile and give another small pat to his arm before returning to facing forward in her seat. Glancing over where everyone is.
Esteban would pull out a lute and begin playing.
What's your passive performance?
It's 10
Plus
plus your
8.
performance, so 18.
18.
He plays a pretty good lute song, I'd say. Some nice green sleeves going on.
Something melodic for the ride, something soothing.
Alright.
I suppose Quentin would look over towards Everin, and he would just kind of quietly say,
I apologize if I was a bit crass towards you. I know that you are upset currently, but I thought that that should be known.
Evan will just turn around a little bit at that and just kind of tilt her head, seeming to not really understand what you're saying.
I suppose it's not very much, but I felt myself become... I felt myself becoming a bit, I suppose... I felt myself becoming a bit, angry at the thought of others getting hurt, that even though you may not have picked it up, it seems, I just wanted to apologize, for being rude, even if you hadn't quite seen it.
I mean, it happens a lot with our other group, where stuff like that happens a lot, and I thought it was okay.
I understand. I was not there, really, at that time. Before all of that, and even some of the stories that you had brought up as well, it's just that...
he kind of looks down at the base of the carriage before kind of looking up again.
I have found myself beginning to become quite fond of everyone here, and the thought of pain befalling the lot of you all is unmistakably painful towards myself as well. The notion of it being inflicted between two of such was new and disgruntling. It may have been like that at one point, but...
And he kind of raises his voice. He has been speaking kind of loud enough for everybody to hear, but
I hope that that happens no longer, or at least not as much. I just would like everyone to be safe. After all, that is my responsibility.
And he kind of raises and looks at his hand.
He's raising his hand right now?
Kind of looking at it, looking at his palm, his gloved palm.
I just don't like it where I was the one who was kind of sacrificed into the head of the fire when that happened because everyone else was fine with it, but when I do it, it's not okay anymore.
Jubei.
He's not here.
Oh shit.
He's in Chitori Toga again.
Reaches over, tug.
What?
Oh. Jubei has taken on a new form.
He's not here right now.
is now controlling him.
Ah!
You are all my pawns now.
Oh great, now somebody else is going to fireball the rest of the party.
No, Onis don't use fireballs. They use something much worse.
He has a cold fireball.
Media storms.
God.
Called
But,
Cone of Cold.
But I suppose he would just kind of say, what do you
That said,
say?
he did AFK, so
Yeah. I suppose I can't use him as an example in that particular instance, but I suppose because unfortunately none other of the original party members are here right now, except for Halani. But Halani's also new. Pain.
Whoa.
am
He's
I
back,
a
he's back,
joke
he's
to
back.
you? Am
But
I a joke to you, twin? Am I?
yes.
Kid.
You're the punchline, BB.
Yeah, Judah, he's back.
Hi. Okay, so that's great. So, long story short, what you had missed, Heath, was that everyone had kind of said, or can you repeat that, Aries?
Everyone's just gonna say that everyone else in the original party was kind of the same, though. Everything was fine about it, but suddenly when I do something, it feels like I'm the one being blamed for it, or that I did something wrong.
And then that's when Quentin had kind of looked back over towards Jubei, and it's like, it's not true. Did you all often, well, hurt one another?
Well, stops to think about it, thinks about his fistfights with Davia daily, thinks about the electrocutions and explosions, thinks about the constant duels and fights, thinks about the... She's not wrong.
You know, funny story about that. There was only 3 characters that ever participated in those.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the old party, basically they would either they didn't care about other people's actions, like Cinder didn't care what people did, and Davia instigated things and was like, "Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll just shoot you."
Yeah, and then everyone had that mindset for so long, and now being told that she's doing something wrong, it's like, what?
And then Esteban comes in and is like, "No, you have to hold responsibility for the actions you take."
And everyone's like, what do you mean?
It's
This is
almost like she
new.
should have. It's almost like she shouldn't have made role models out of suicidal alcoholics.
She didn't really have any others. The rest of them were kind of terrible too.
Basin was not
I
terrible,
mean,
thank you very much.
There was Kyros.
There was Kyros.
Died. He died.
Guys, there was Bill. Come on.
I hated him though.
I forgot Bill was.
Everyone loved him, but only for one reason. But that's the point. So,
Yeah, good old Bill.
but no, with this new information, Quentin kind of sits around for a moment, and it's just, well, I'm sorry that seems to be interpreted that way, Everin. Frankly, at least when it comes to when I had joined, I feel as though this party probably deserves a regeneration. The ways in which the lot of you all have operated before may have been something that was available at the time, but like a conversation I had with Jubei the other night, the lot of you all seem to be changing. I don't think that the pranks are necessarily anything that is wrong, but the nonchalance towards hurting one another, I don't believe that is something that can be ignored any longer. I joined this party because of Estus's word towards myself, to fight the darkness that was to befall upon the group, whether that be from the outside or within. Now, not to say that the behaviors that the lot of you all were inherently and utterly malicious, but I do believe that a change is something that would be well in order for the growth of this party.
Do you know how many times Davia shot me? I have at least a few bullet holes still in me right now. And
To be fair, I still am adjusting to Davia's presence.
she's still going to keep doing that, though.
Then she is one who will have to learn the most.
I thought that maybe understanding them, all of them, would be okay. I thought that's what they wanted, for me to grow up and not be a kid anymore. That's what I thought was okay. I thought I'd make you all proud and
Who is they?
Jubei, Davia, Kiros, the original party.
Ah, the she.
I don't think Davir is a good role model to look up to.
Do you think I've had any choices, really?
I didn't say that it wasn't any choice per se.
She
It's
was
just-
the only one that I saw that was cool, and she wasn't scared about a lot of things. I understand that she lacked on the emotional side, but I want to emulate a little bit of what she was. Her strength, her everything that she kind of was back then.
See, if here's the thing: if the only person you saw was, say, the Black Knight or Skygore, would you emulate them?
No?
Well,
Davia isn't anything like them.
I didn't say she was anything like them. What I am saying is that you have to take in certain traits that you think are best. Hurting other people, whereas she might seem it all in good fun, or seems like it is fine for her. Perhaps not for others.
And the ribbon thing with Jubei, I didn't know. And I've never seen him look at me like that before.
I'm sure he is fine now. It's not like Jubei to hold a grudge against you for something like that. It probably has a lot of sentimental value.
If I'm not mistaken, and he just kind of looks over towards Jubei, who's like right there.
Oh, I thought he was in Shitori Toga mode.
No,
Pretty
he's
sure
not at the moment because you guys have been
Oh.
engaging with him.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Avrin
Quentin
did
just
not
kind of-
notice.
Yeah, I did not know that either.
That's why you guys
Quentin
might not have
towards-
looked over. You might assumed he was, but
Yeah, Avrin isn't looking over. She thinks that he's still in Shitori Toga mode.
Esteban would.
Guys, y'all.
Sorry.
Quentin looks over towards Jubei and just says, "If I'm not mistaken, you did not react that way to her because of the action, but more appropriately, the importance that you hold towards the ribbon."
that is correct, Quentin.
My perception was correct then. Everin, I'm sure that he, and kind of gestures towards Jubei again, can explain more than what I can, but that reaction was not personal. If you would like to say much more, Jubei, and kind of gestures towards you.
Jubei just kind of looks at Quentin and kind of looks at Everin and the ribbon is very important to me. It belonged to Sakura, okay? And it's what I have left of her.
What did you think I was gonna do with it?
It has nothing to that I thought you were going to do something with it, Everin. It is a reaction. He kind of stops and thinks about it. It is dear to me, and I don't particularly care for anyone in particular touching it. It is private.
Is there anything else that is like that to you?
He kind of stops and he kind of looks down, and you see him kind of his eyes glance down to the owl, his owl chain. I would not touch this as well.
Okay.
I am sorry for getting angry, but as I said, it is important to me. And it is not something that should be honestly toyed with.
Saying that, Efren goes from just sad and kind of like pitied, like just pity face, and now she's just kind of angry right now.
He just looks and shakes his head. I see I have a bit of offended you somehow for that one, Everin.
You'd think I would do that to you?
Everin, I'm not saying you would toy with it, but the simple fact that you untied my hair with the ribbon.
I was gonna put it back on.
Everyone, look at it this way. I'm sure he would have the same reaction if Davia did it.
No, he wouldn't.
Looks towards Jubei.
If
Well-
Davia had done this to me in the early days without my permission, a similar thing would have occurred. And he looks at the rest of the party, and for that matter, if any of you had tried to do it, the exact same response would have occurred if you had snuck up and tried to touch or take the ribbon. Whether it was in earnest or fact, I would have had a very similar reaction.
I just thought I was different, I guess.
Jubei sighs. Everin, this has nothing to do with you.
It has everything to do with pain. In this particular instance, it has very little to do with who you are as a person. Think about your own experiences, your own pains, your own trials, and think about how things even remotely similar can result in a unwilling or unfavorable response. Like my own relationship with things that have happened to me, similar things can set me off regardless of who a person is. You have to understand that this has nothing to do with Jubei's regard towards you and everything to do with his past. Please do not personalize something that is something that, well,
Shouldn't
Mostly
be
about him,
personalized.
rather. Repeat that, sorry.
That shouldn't be personalized. Quentin is right.
You know,
It's his own demons. Something that was tender. Something that should be handled with care. Some
I-
people wear them on the inside. Some people wear them on the outside.
I just hate how other people can poke fun and do things like that, but when I do it, it seems to always turn out to be the wrong thing. Just the smallest thing that I try to do. It's just,
Who
oh,
has done
I
that?
messed up again.
If you're referring to Davia, which seems to be mostly the case here,
Davia's actions are not something that I personally see as passable to the slightest. And I've made that clear before.
I said something that upset everyone, or done something that upset everyone, at least once.
I'm sure others have done the same. I'm sure Cinder has done perhaps some bad things. She said very hurtful things to Davia, apparently.
But it's Cinder, though.
Jubei's kind of gonna have kind of a sad but kind of smirk on his face when when Everin kind of says that. You know, Everin, there is a type of person that always hurts those that they like a lot, intentionally or not at times.
What?
Usually, we call those people family.
This one just kind of looks down.
She just pauses at that.
He's not wrong.
And Everin starts crying. You can probably tell that she considers all of you family at this point.
Jubei kind of just puts a comforting hand on her shoulder and goes, "It was okay."
What matters is that when it comes to family, when you have bad things happen, that at the end you're there to support each other. That's what a true family is.
I just don't want to hurt any of you all, but I somehow always do it.
Family will sometimes always end up hurting family.
To be fair, it seems as though it's rather less your own agency and much more something that you've learned from someone else.
I mean, I was kind of cooped up, in my house for, 95% of my life, so I don't really have much experience with people besides, the original party. So I don't really know much.
Perhaps try to slowly remove any bad traits of Davia over time. I know she's confident and strong and all, but often I feel like she doesn't have very much regard about the consequences or how others might feel. She's very self-centered.
I know she cares about me and Jubei, though. That's an absolute fact.
Ella will kind of reach out and rest a hand over your shoulder, Everin, and kind of give you this small smile.
It can be difficult to unlearn things that have been ingrained in your head. But it's better for others and yourself to be able to differentiate between what is okay and what should be worked on.
Okay. I'll try.
She lets your shoulder go, kind of gives you a small nod.
All right. As things kind of calm down in the back, Halani and Ragnar in the front. Do note the. By the way, trees have been gone for a few hours now. It's mostly been like wheat fields and such, like you're driving through Kansas. Assuming most of you probably have never been to Kansas.
Nice analogy.
I've been to Saskatchewan. I know all about it. It's the same thing.
Exactly. I'm sure there's a proxy location in every country. Anyway, so Ragnar looks up. I see some buildings up ahead. Perhaps a town.
Should we swing by to see if they're to pick up any supplies or anything? Or should we continue on forward, do you think, Ragnar?
Well, I don't think there's any problem in taking a quick break. Seems like you guys have had quite a discussion back there.
Yes, I need to go take Ayla shopping.
Perhaps a hot meal would not hurt either.
I think
That's
we
it.
missed shopping a few days ago.
No, this is different shopping.
Oh,
boy.
you mean the clothing thing?
Yes.
Okay, this is like a punk-neck little, like, farming town, right?
No, this one's a little more developed. It's not like a city by any means, but you guys
Okay.
are approaching kind of a township.
Okay, so it's not like what we were at. They might actually have stores here. Okay, because
Yeah.
something says like I don't think you're gonna find much in like a farming village unless you're looking for the latest in peasant fashion.
Ayla looks down at the religious robes that she's worn forever and kind of fiddles with the cloth over her knees and kind of glances at everyone with this nervous smile.
Yeah, I suppose if we have time.
But first, we have to eat and make sure that everything's okay.
Do not spend too much time shopping, Evan. We do have to keep moving.
I know. I'll be done soon.
As you guys head into town, you see that there is a sign that calls this the town of Sunset.
Dude, is it almost like Offset?
No, not quite like Offset, but
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's probably about the same size as Offset. No lake though, or ocean.
Does it have a oyster bowl, man, or equivalent?
I swear to God.
You'll have to do an investigation check for that one. So in town, there's a place to get warm food, hot food. There are a couple of shops. There's a tailor there. It's not like high fashion, but they might have some interesting things in there. So anybody who wishes to really quickly do some shopping may do so. Just tell me if you're looking for something in particular. I'll tell you if they have it and how much it is. And I need 3 people to make me blind perception rolls.
Who do
I'll
we
do
know
it.
which those 3 people?
I will do one.
I will do one.
I suppose I will do one as well.
Whew! Whew! Fuck!
So I'm nat 20.
You nat something.
Do I just
I
blind
nat
jam roll and
ones.
then click?
Yeah, you'll select a blind roll and then click on it.
I'll do a wrong roll and then I'll do the right one. Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
It'll be
Yes,
a
blind
blind
roll.
GM roll. is
I
what
don't like
you-
this. I don't like knowing.
Same, but I also am so excited.
Actually, would it have been me? Because I actually think that Quentin's probably just going to hang out at the cart
That's one one.
My passive perception is 18.
All right. Based off of those rolls, I will tell you what happens here in a second. Jubei, I assume, is going to get food. Everin and Ayla are going shopping. I assume Estevan's probably going with.
Yeah, if they're going for clothes, this one will follow.
What's Halani going to be doing?
She'll probably just stay with the wagon.
Should go look to buy new rubber balls.
Yeah, I don't know if she caught the rubber ball or if it just kind of
What?
is now on the side of the road. Did you see the emote?
No.
Oh, Ragnar had tossed a rubber ball high up in the air towards her as they were driving for her to catch. Just to pass time. It would have been a simple enough catch, but she could have ignored it, which seems kind of in character too. Okay, so Estevan, Ayla, and Everin. You head into town. You do see the tailor, manned by a just like a human woman. Seems to be kind of middle-aged. She has like this foot pedal that she's tapping with on her, tapping her foot on, as this spool is just like automatically threading the needle.
Ayla like anxiously glances around as everyone steps in, kind of looks towards Everin.
Oh, greetings.
Hello.
And hello to you. What brings you here?
I would like to get my friend a new pair of clothes if possible.
Oh, well, you come to the right place. What kind of clothes are you looking for?
A bit more of higher quality, loose, but still nice for her, I suppose. White and black?
Ayla kind of holds up like a finger for wait 1 second and kind of leans in to kind of whisper to Everin.
I probably should have mentioned this before. Is it okay if we keep to clothing that covers most of my skin?
Oh, that's what I'm doing, don't worry.
Okay.
I'm even giving you like a little cloak kind of thing, so it make you feel more comfortable.
Okay.
And I already got the image from Davia, or Ayla, I suppose, on what she's going to be wearing.
Okay. Go ahead, post that up. I'll say you're able to. After about 15 minutes of explaining what you're looking for.
Well, actually, though, would have to say, though, since it is both Everin and Estevan is there, because I gave Everin 2 clothing choices, and whichever Everin leans towards is the one that she grabs.
Okay.
Honestly, I think he'd go with the same choice as me.
Here, I'll post the 2 just to see.
Ellen comes out with 2 outfits, holds them up. Take your pick.
So that one, and that one.
Which one would Estevan pick?
Why not get the both?
Of course, that's what he'd go for.
Well, I mean, you could buy both. These are a little more, well, most people out here don't buy clothing like this, I'll admit. They were more passion projects of mine. You see, I'd like to go to Ostrellaran and be a tailor there, but I'm stuck out here.
Mm-hmm.
So, take your pick. If you want both, that is fine. I can sell both. I will part them for the meager price of 1 gold each.
Get the both.
Yeah, but what should she wear right now, though?
Oh,
Right, she can't just wear both.
I know.
I think the first one. I think that will make her a bit more comfortable, and then she can wear the second one when she feels better.
Ayla just looks between the both clothes because she's just thinking to herself, they both make me uncomfortable.
Well, it's up to you, Ayla. Whichever one you prefer to wear.
Looks down at the clothes she's currently wearing and then back up between the two of them.
I really don't know. I've never put anything on that wasn't my robes before.
Oh my, you've never worn anything else? You poor dear. Well,
That's
I have
fine.
to say, a new set of clothes is quite liberating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Especially socks. Do not undervalue the feeling of a new pair of socks.
I can agree with that one.
Tilts her head at that.
I mean, it's fair to understand that's it's a good feeling of socks, yes, but you usually can't really see them, so
No, but they're like walking on clouds.
Yeah.
very true. Very
At
true.
least for the first few weeks until they get worn into. Well, where are you all headed?
To a friend's home.
Oh, and where's this home?
It's pretty far away, but we're making the trip over there for family reasons.
Well, that's quite cryptic.
Yeah, I don't think he's really outspoken with his family.
His name is Ragnar. Do you know him?
Can't say I do, but that's
Well-
quite an unusual name.
He's kind of an unusual man.
He's
Oh?
Fiorian.
Oh, so you're heading to Bifure.
Indeed.
Well, if I might make a suggestion, and she looks over towards Ayla, I'd definitely recommend you at least get to this one. And she holds up the first picture.
Warm the
It will be a little warmer, and it's going to take you some time to get there. It might be pretty cold.
Yeah.
All right. If
You won't
that-
have to worry about any. She kind of looks you up and down a moment. Drafts that outfit might give you.
drafts.
Just pick the first one. It's okay.
Just get both.
Yeah, get both, but wear the first one right now.
Okay.
Like, shuffles to take out 2 gold.
She takes the 2 gold and hands over the first outfit, and I'll go ahead and put this one in some nice brown paper with some twine for you.
Do you have finer warm clothes? Same material, same. I would say same design, but if it's what I'm wearing, something on the more finer end.
Yeah, same too. Something warm, please.
Well, I have some, but she looks at Esteban's clothes. It might not be to your taste or your quality, but I can certainly bring out some of my best warm clothes.
Let's only take a look. Can't touch.
She'll come back with some warm clothes. You guys can find images for something. It's not like top end quality clothes. They look a little more uniformish, but they have their own kind of appeal to them at the same time.
In the meantime, Ayla will go into the dressing room for the first set of clothes.
Okay. I mean, it fits. Though I love how loose was a descriptor, and neither of these are loose.
I mean, the bottom one especially, but the bottom one looks more like Davia picked it out.
True. So you take your time changing. I don't know how long it would take her to work up the courage to leave the dressing room. There is a mirror in there. So you can't see
Evren
yourself.
will help if she wants her help. Especially
having
she
to
probably doesn't.
pull her out.
Is
That
there
too.
anything? Is there something like this?
Mhm.
You'll get that.
Yeah, that's pretty uniformy. So yeah.
I changed the thing. Nano, can you change her thing?
Oh, your picture? Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me just a moment. Data. Anyway, while I do this,
Ooh, that looks nice.
so yeah, she definitely has something like that, and I would say, Everin, you could find something similar to either person's.
All right, I will pick some because I want to look.
How much is it?
The warm clothes, they run about 1 gold here.
I will purchase.
Where in the world? Gosh, I'm just blind.
Stop being blind. See.
How much do they weigh?
Shoot, like maybe like 3 pounds. I'll make you a token here too. Meanwhile, I would say Ragnar goes along with Jubei because he's kind of hungry.
Oh yeah, I
And-
think. Oh, sorry. I think after we're done with shopping, I think we're gonna go join them for food or something like that.
Ayla will actually kind of separate from the group to do a bit of shopping on her own.
Okay.
Will you be alright on your own?
Yes, I should be alright.
Is there anything you're looking for in particular? I could help with better prices.
Because this is Ayla. She has this very pointed, shifty-eyed glance back and forth, like to the left and the right, then back at him, or like stiffly shaking her head no.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Not blind GM roll. 17.
Clearly not. There's something she's hiding.
Does it appear that she doesn't mind me falling? Like she's persisting, like, no, go away, I don't want you here,
Persisting,
or...
she wants to go alone for some reason.
Alright. Have fun.
Yeah, of course I will be right back. Yes,
We're going to go
to
eat before.
Yes, have fun.
Quickly turns and runs off.
Okay. Well, before anybody else arrives at this place, Jubei and Ragnar head in.
Do you think Ayla's
Jubei-
doing anything sinister back there?
Ragnar looks over. I don't think she has a sinister bone in her body.
Perhaps a front canine. In any case.
I get that reference. As they walk into the inn, Jubei, you would immediately notice that there is a poster with a very familiar face drawn upon it.
Well, what is the face?
It's Halani's. and it's a wanted poster.
Jubei's gonna sigh and rub the bridge of his nose as he goes, I am getting a severe case of deja vu.
Davia's not with you this time.
Yeah.
Ragnar walks over and sees this, yanks it from your hand. What in the world's?
I
Think
don't
she's done
know.
something?
Well, I mean, possibly, I suppose.
I guess
The
we
last
don't really
time
know.
Last time I saw one of these, it was on Evren,
Hmm.
and that was
She
for
do something?
got married to a son of a bitch.
He just kind of nods, and raises his eyebrows in agreement. Yeah, I could see that.
In any case, we'll have to ask Halani about this since this could be a problem.
I agree. She's from Byford, though. I'm wondering if. Well, I guess we don't really know what she did on the way to the keep.
I mean, to be honest, she says she's from Byford. I have absolutely no way of confirming that. Can you?
Well, fair enough.
He sets out a sigh. Oh God, I just hope I don't have to put her in a sack and get her to bark again.
Put her in a sack?
Long story. And he'll tell Everett, like, there was, and I guess for the sake that half of you guys don't know this story, actually, Everett had this wanted poster. These men were looking for her. I threw her in a sack and said it was a dog. I am not the best at thinking on my feet when I am stressed.
That worked?
Surprisingly, yes.
Huh.
Jubei looks. Well, Jubei looks. I take it we're at an inn or something for food, right?
Yeah.
He looks about and goes, should we grab food now or should we just get the hell out of Dodge?
Perhaps we should just get food to go.
That is not a bad idea.
If Halani is wanted, we probably shouldn't stay here for very long,
To say the
lest
least.
anyone sees her. Luckily, she stayed at the cart.
Hopefully Quentin will keep an eye on her.
Well, one can only hope. By the way, Halani, both you and Jubei rolled nat 20s on your perception rolls.
Oh, yeah.
So, as you're sitting there at the wagon doing whatever it is Halani's doing, you would notice the same thing. However, while the one in the end was kind of messed up and torn and a couple of darts were thrown into it, the one that you find is not in pristine condition. It's a little weathered, but it has the whole thing. And it says, wanted, dead or alive. Reward, 500 gold dead, 1,000 gold alive.
Screaming. I imagine she would have had to walk up kind of a bit closer to it to read that information.
Yeah. She could take it down if she wants.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine she'd pull it down and probably look around to see if she sees any others, and probably fold it up and put it in her pocket or something like that, and probably go back to the cart.
Is she gonna just sit in the back where it's covered?
Yeah, she's just gonna just kind of hide around in the cart until everyone gets back. Probably just keeping an eye out.
Does she
Trying to be unnoticed.
Does she look distraught at all?
Yeah, Probably a little bit.
Quentin will turn to Haylani, who Quentin has been sitting inside of this cart the entire time. He's never left, and just kind of asks,
What is wrong?
I'm starting to have some regrets about being here.
Anything in specific?
Does Quentin have his mask off?
no, he has it on currently.
Halani would look at Quentin's mask, being unable to read his face, and nothing that you need to worry about at this moment.
Well, you seem to be worried about it, so I don't see why I shouldn't. Is there something wrong?
He just staring.
Halani, reaches up to, her chest, putting her hand there for a moment, kind of as if she went to grab something before lowering her hand, and reaching into her pocket, pulling out the poster and handing it to Quentin. After handing it, she'd take a couple steps back.
Quentin looks at it, kind of seems to get real close to the paper, and he kind of pulls up his mask a little bit to get a better look.
It's a pretty good drawing.
They forgot your button nose. But I suppose this is, quite a bit of a problem.
Yes, I suppose it is.
He kind of looks over. I guess just going to insight. Does she seem to be pretty shaken up? She seems to be kind of holding it together, but I want to see an emotional profile via insight. Do I just roll it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Bat.
Wait, how did you get it to roll 1?
Oh, I don't know. I'm given a query.
Mm.
To the left, there's an eye, there's a brain, and there's a hourglass, or not hour, magnifying glass. Yeah. I just clicked that, and it gives me
I
the
didn't
query.
even notice that was there. I was like, how did you roll 1?
Yeah, it's handy. But yeah, how's she looking?
So she's obviously a bit shaken up, being like, wasn't expecting this. She's pretty nervous. You can see her constantly words with the hands that I need to say, but I can't think of words that I need. What is fidgeting? There we go. That's the word I wanted. Kind of fidgeting, rubbing her hands together, touching it, her clothing, adjusting her shirt all the time, and just just little kind of things, just being very twitchy in that sense. But
Quentin kind of tilts his head a little bit, but kind of seeing these little fidgets and whatnot before eventually he reaches over towards his mask and kind of taking the band behind his head, he removes it before kind of holding it out in front of his two hands, and he just kind of says,
Well, I suppose you should probably be using this rather than myself. It, would help to conceal your presence, yes, but for me, personally, it helps me deal with tough things. You seem to be rather, concerned, so If you would like to have it, I would not be object.
You see some surprise, like, show on Heleni's face, like her eyes widen a bit and her, like, mouth opens slightly, kind of like, whoa. And she'd hesitate for a moment before reaching out and taking it. And
It's
putting it on, or trying to.
no, it's easy enough. Just with the elastic band that kind of keeps it secured on his head. You would notice that the feel of the mask seems to be made out of wood, very ornate and intricately kind of carved. It seems, but oddly enough, though, it has this feeling that it is old. This odd mixture of it feeling flaky, like you could frankly just peel off a piece, but it seems to be rather tough for it. But yeah, it fits around, and surprisingly, it's decently easy to see out from it. At some point, I'd say you probably even forget that it's on your face.
Yeah.
He kind of a small smile kind of appears on his face.
For me, it helps me personally feel braver. But, if you would like... No, I don't believe it would be smart for me to leave you here. How about this? For the meantime, we will stay here. But trying to keep a bit of a lower profile. And, well, just keep a watchful eye. I think we need to get the rest of the party out of here as soon as possible.
Lani nods and she'll sit down in the wagon, keeping an eye on you just because she's, like, cautious.
Yeah. I'd say he kind of noticed that. And his smile widens just a little bit more.
It will be all right. I suppose you and I have not really ever conversated much. I personally have never experienced much problems with the law.
And then he kind of raises his hands in defense.
Not to say that you have. I have no idea what has risen this, and I will not ask either. But one could say I never quite lived very much, up until only recently. Is this the first time you've seen something like this?
Yeah, he kind of points down at the letter, kind of actually gesturing to hand it back to her as well.
Is it the first time Halani has seen this?
Yes.
Yes, it is the first time I have seen this.
He kind of nods. Sure, why not? I want to insight that to make sure that's true. For all I know, Nana could have been like, yes, and then fucking DM'd. Crystal just like, no. One too many.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Well,
Until
there's
now.
a first time for everything. See, hey,
What Nano
look
said.
at this. Damn it.
What Nano said.
Yeah, it's legit the first time.
All right. Well, he kind of sees the legitimate fear on her face, and he kind of reinstates what he already knew, kind of nodding to himself.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what had brought this up, and perhaps this is something that would be worth bringing up to the rest of the party. But need not for the meantime. We simply need to get out of here, I would say.
For a moment, he kind of looks down, seemingly something on his mind, but he kind of seems to shrug it off.
Do keep a watchful eye, though. I suppose there will be people that will occasionally give you glances, given the oddity of the mask, but if anyone is staring too hard at you, and they don't avert their gaze, let me know, and we should begin to move. Is that quite all right?
She nods, and Hawani also starts putting her hair up into a bun.
Brenton kind of like grabs at the cloak that he kind of wears, and is just.
Do you think that this would perhaps help you as well?
He kind of smiles.
You would be able to become me for a day, I suppose.
I wouldn't want you to feel too uncomfortable, me taking all of your garments and that you usually hide behind.
He smiles slightly, dampers, as he kind of says,
It is true. I am not too fond with being exposed, but, well, I have armor underneath this, and, well, I suppose I would be fine. Plus, I don't believe my comfort is necessarily important at this particular moment.
Besides, and he kind of reaches for a single point near, I guess, his near his chest, and kind of a quick click noise, and he unbuttons it.
It's only secured by one. Here, take it.
Ronnie reaches out and takes it. Twin, thank you so much.
He nods.
We may not talk as much as, per se, some of the others, but I meant it when I say that I've begun to care for the lot of people here.
He kind of looks down before looking away, kind of keeping a watchful eye over the area. Is that a perception?
Yeah.
Yeah. By watchful, I meant decently.
Do you
I
also
should
want
have been.
Halani to roll perception?
Yeah,
or
those-
are we
those,
good from before?
Yeah, no, both. I mean, Quentin had kind of said that both should probably be watching.
That should have been a blind, but it's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm kind of testing it out to see how you guys react to it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to roll another perception or if I was using the one from before.
I would say it'd be a new one. You have a mask on you're not used to. Okay. The two of you keep a lookout. Most people aren't really paying the wagon any mind. So you're safe for the moment.
This is I also don't know if I should roll stealth.
If you want. You can make that blind too. Make it real spicy.
Oh,
Spicy stealth checks, man.
Makes sense.
I hate not
Yeah.
knowing. Shut the fuck up, Nano.
I feel like that means like either nat 1 or nat 20.
I mean, yeah, you kind of defeat the
Or Nano's
purpose of
just
the...
trying to make me feel
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, you
I'm
kind of
gonna
defeat the
have
purpose
to
of a
mute
blind
myself when
GM
I do
roll
these.
by, like, reacting every time.
I know it's hard.
That's
It's hard.
fine.
Okay. So Twin, as you guys are kind of keeping a lookout, Kalani's just not used to the size of this mask just on her face, because to me that's kind of a big mask. She kind of like moves her head and it just knocks the end of the mask and it just falls right off her face. Maybe she didn't tie it right. You're not really sure, but either way, nobody's really paying much mind to the wagon. So it was a nat 1, but it didn't matter.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that one's like 10 or something still for me.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, Quentin just kind of sees this and slowly slipping off, and he just kind of reaches forward, grabs the mask, just kind of slides it back in the area where it should be.
Has there someone seen anything about these launch posters or anything?
Nope. You did not roll well enough.
I believe Esteban and Everin were heading towards
The bar,
Jubei.
yeah, the tavern where...
By the time you guys get there, Ragnar
You guys are
would have Ragnar would have bought like a golden hass worth of food, put it in like a to-go chest, and they would be walking out. Ragnar sees you. Something came up. We should probably go to the wagon.
What?
Never mind, just keep moving. Where the fuck is Ayla?
Shit.
Jubei just starts
by
rubbing
the-
the bridge of his
Hold
nose
on.
more. Does anyone know where she went?
Hold on. He is going to cast message upon Jubei. What happened?
Apparently, friend, Helani has a wanted poster in this town of her.
Ah,
So we need
Alright,
to leave
well-
now.
alright, cast sending. Ayla. So it turns out Helani's wanted here. We need to go. Please
There's
hurry up.
There's like a sound of surprise, and then just like,
What she wanted for?
Cast sending again. Alright. I don't know if you know how this spell works, but I have 25 words. Please find us at cart. We'll explain.
I'm so sorry.
All right. I'll head back. Immediately.
Ask another question.
You had enough time to find what you were looking for, by the way.
Okay, good.
I was about to say, it's like you just blow all your third level spell slots. Dragon attack! Oh god!
It would also be really funny if Ayla spent all of her word usage just stuttering.
I mean,
When she
he
says
said, like,
I like 6 times.
his third level spell slots are like not useful, so it's.
Thankfully, doesn't stutter with Esteban, though she did stutter in surprise. Suddenly, voice in head.
Suddenly getting told that we need to leave.
Yeah. What's she wanted for?
Is this a good wanting or a bad wanting?
Murder of 4 orphans and eating their brains.
Don't tell them.
Just like, does someone need Helani's help? Oh dear.
But anyways,
So everybody makes it back to the wagon. Ragnar hops on the front. I will try my best to drive.
When everyone's walking back, and like I assume Halani would notice. Don't know. Did blind perception? Has no idea.
It's pretty obvious. What you're coming
but she would be also inciting to see if like they're like they know and if they are going to do something about it, if they're on her side or not.
Well, I think the first thing Jubei would say is looking at Halani in her new getup and go, Quentin, you lost a lot of height and weight.
Quentin looks over towards Jubei and just tilts his head and is just,
Whatever do you mean?
It was a joke, Quentin. Anyways, I think we should get in the wagon and start moving.
he just kind of puts a hand on his chin and seems to be really deep in thought. Like, did I actually lose any weight?
He's referring to. He's referring to Alani.
Ayla approaches looking very confused.
If you wish to make a insight check, Crystal, you may do so. Okay. You gather that yes, it might be known considering Ragnar just said he would drive.
And
And
saying, "Let's
Jubei
get the
being
hell
like,
out of
we're
town
going.
now."
But yeah, it was also just more the fact if they were like, hey, we're gonna take up on this money and turn Halani in or whatever as well.
Oh, it's
I
good
would say
Davi is not
based-
here.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
let's get in the wagon and go probably would indicate we're not trying to turn you in.
Yeah,
But-
I want to message.
Yeah, no, but
Jubei.
it would have been when you were walking over before
Okay,
you.
Let me just
yeah.
flaunt this.
I mean,
That
but
was the 2. No, that wasn't.
All right. You kind of, after being with these folks for some time, even with this, well, with how Halani is, you would be kind of surprised if a few of them even went along with such a plan. You could see maybe one or two of them trying to do it, but with the way this party works, you doubt that they would do it to the party's knowledge.
This one has a bunch of money. I don't. You'd probably be like, yeah, I don't think he really cares.
Like,
I
it
think
might
that-
not necessarily be because of money, it could also be because people want to abide by the law.
Abiding by the law. Funny joke.
Well, you would notice, based off the poster, it did not have a reason why.
Yeah.
It just
Uh,
said that you have a reward out for you.
Are we on the road?
Not yet. Ragnar sits in the front. I'm not used to driving these things. Hopefully, I don't wreck us. By the way, here are some chicken wings for everybody. Just kind of
Ooh,
puts
chicken
the
wings.
chest back. Enjoy.
Wait, I could help you with that. I'm sure you'll do plenty fine, body conspiration.
Okay. Make him do a dex check here.
Ayla will politely decline.
Let's see. Your bardic inspirations are how much?
D8.
Okay. Not bad.
I'm
actually.
getting real tired of these fucking rolls.
I don't even get to see what I did.
You got a 3.
Okay.
He rolled an
Okay.
11 for a total of 14, which is good enough. He just kind of goes on the way as you guys finally leave town. He kind of awkwardly looks back into the wagon, and then back onto the road, then back into the wagon. Not really sure if he wants to say it first.
Oh,
Jubei,
I was
once
gonna-
we're on the road, Jubei would go, by the way, Helani, we did find some interesting reading back in town. I don't suppose you want to talk about it?
So you found the poster?
He kind of
Are we out of
pulls the
town
one-
yet, by the way?
I'm assuming that's what we were. I was waiting till we were out of town.
Yeah,
Jubei
the-
would pull it out of his pocket, go, yes.
The moment they're out of town, Quentin kind of like shakedly, just kind of with his hand shaking just like a little bit, he raises a finger and just points towards the robes, and he's just,
Can I have those back now?
Halani, I have a spare robe if you want it. I promise it does not have cheesy lightning bolts on it either.
Hey,
I like the lightning bolts.
I like mine too. But it's okay, Halani. I was wanted once.
This is so overwhelming. Everyone's like, can I have this back? It's okay, you can have this. By the way, I was wanted. It's like, whoa, thank you, everyone.
Ragnar just tosses his spare robe back there, just kind of lands on your head awkwardly.
I just imagine she was trying to take the mask off and then just a robe lands on her.
Hang on.
She's being showered in love.
Running D&D. Yeah.
Shout.
So Helani would give Twin his robe and that back.
He seems immediately a lot better.
Yeah, more comfortable,
Yeah, you would notice actually without the cloak and everything else that he kind of wears, immediately he seems to be a bit self-conscious. I haven't quite so much decided, but especially considering it, he doesn't really wear sleeves outside of that, and he kind of has pretty damn pale arms. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, may or may not carry a series of serrated cuts, gashes, and other things, now that I remember. I forgot about that. Pain.
It's the magic word today, it seems.
Yeah, my bad, I forgot about that. He got injuries.
What you doing, Daywig?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, well, everyone has a few bullet holes within her, so that's cool.
I'm sure they would have.
You have surgical incisions.
That's the thing, though. Bullet holes don't really go away. They kind of scar up.
Look, the fact of the matter is, we have people with cut arms, people with bullet holes, people with demonic cursed arms. This isn't exactly
Sorry.
the healthiest
My mom
party.
called for the third time today. I need to make sure my grandmother didn't die or something crazy.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. No problem with that.
Anyway. Sorry.
So, Jubei would just look back at Helani with the continuing, so is there anything you wish to tell us?
So Jubei showed Helani the poster, right?
Yes.
Helani would pull out the poster that she found, which has the extra information that says like how much the reward and that is.
Jubei just kind of looks at the reward, shrugs, and goes, and, anyways, anything you want to tell us?
1,000 gold's chump change.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's very chump change.
Oh, Helani's wanted? Oh!
Jubei just kind of gives that Stewie head turn to her. It's like, are you serious?
She just like so I was continue.
In any case, Helani, we don't think you did anything diabolical, but we are curious if you know why these wanted posters of you are around.
No, just to make sure, it's to do with my backstory thing that Helani did, right?
Yeah, that would be a good inference.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I just didn't want to say that and then have that not be accurate.
It's because you kicked a cat, wasn't it?
You murdered someone.
Okay, so Helani would like look around at probably everyone staring at her. Besides Ragnar, who I assume is trying to pay attention to the road, but then also still
Awkwardly
what's going on in
looking
here.
back, like every once in a while, just like,
Yeah. She looks around at everyone and then at Jubei, who was initially asking the question. I did something very bad. In defense of myself. Jubei, you remember when we sparred and you said you would like to meet my teacher? And I said that wasn't possible.
sinking feeling in his stomach. Yes, I do remember that.
Her hand reaches up to pull out her pendant and she grasps onto it. I killed them.
May I ask why?
Tears start falling down her face. It was my brother.
Wait, what? You... Which...
What
Do you
what
mean
did you?
your brother was your master, or you did it because of your brother?
My brother taught me how to fight. And she lets go of her pendant and wipes some of the tears away. One day he attacked me, and I had to kill him. Otherwise, I would be dead.
Why did he attack you?
If this is
Oh, and he just looks down at the floor and stares at the floor, not answering that question.
Ilani, if this is too painful, you have no obligation to answer. Not now, anyway.
I agree with Quentin, but I would just like to ask, you do not have to answer why he attacked you, but could you at least answer, do you know why he attacked you, or is this a mystery?
Ani nods.
So you don't know why. Would Jubei, given his background, have any inclinations what that could mean? Or can I just come up with my own suppositions based off his background?
Wait, I think I heard wrong.
Oh, did you know why he attacked you? Yeah, or
Yeah, she nodded her head.
okay, sorry. So she knew why she attacked. I think it's because
Yeah, sorry. I was like, did I hear that wrong? Or
I think I put in a double negative, so a nod kind of went.
Yeah.
Could mean both. I see. Well, if you do not wish to share with us now, we understand. Everyone here, and he kind of looks around, has a story that is a bit personal to tell. We trust you, Elani. But thank you for telling us what you did.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I can tell you my entire life story.
I love Everett.
Jubei looks over at Everett and goes, Everett, that
Yes.
is very sweet of you. I think you've told her your life story.
Maybe. I mean, I might have left out a few parts. Actually, yeah, I did leave out a part.
Jubei just sighs and like, Everett, the person who, when they introduce to themselves these days, goes, hello, I am a demigod. He says with a smirk and keeps drunk.
Well, it's true.
But it is also a quick way to get you kidnapped or some other terrible thing.
That's why you guys are here.
My father took me fishing once.
Oh.
Jubei's just gonna turn it actually with genuine interest. Goes, really? What did you catch?
Hmm.
He kind of raises a hand. He kind of like gestures like in between both of his hands, like a solid, seems to be about like 2 feet or so in length.
Oh.
was, I think, a trout.
Oh, very good fish.
Mhm.
That's a whopper too, if that is the size you had.
Oh, yes. It was a little bit tough, especially when I fell out of the boat. But,
Oh, were you okay?
oh,
Eh,
yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is this really the time to change the conversation to this?
I think so.
Yeah.
She kind of raises a hand. I believe Elani was becoming rather uncomfortable with the particular situation at hand, so I thought I would change the conversation to allow them time for recovery.
Agreed.
Glances to Hilani.
Yeah, Jubei does too. How's Halani looking?
Halani looks worse after Quentin mentions doing things with his father.
God.
Oh no.
Mm,
Quentin would notice this, and then he blushes and slowly pulls down his mask.
I just imagined it as like the cowboy hat tip.
yeah.
Kind of.
Um,
Milady.
yeah.
You just hear a muffled on the other side.
Everin would just grab like the edge of his cloak and just kind of hide her face too with it, and it's just kind of backing away, feeling kind of bad.
Jubei looks over back at Halani. In any case, Halani, if you wish to tell us more, we are here for you. But on the other side, if you also wish to keep it to yourself, well, that is alright as well.
Halani would give Jubei a weak smile. Thank you, Jubei. I didn't expect any of you to trust me.
Why wouldn't we? You fought with us.
And I'm not exactly one to judge a person by their background.
Hope that words hurt your feelings, Elani.
It is okay, Twin. Quentin. Fuck.
Yeah, he kind of nods. Although, albeit, he almost like freezes almost a little bit when you kind of say his actual name. And he kind of slowly kind of slides the mask up, which the blush is still apparent, but he does smile at you a little bit.
And I agree with the others. You fought by our side, and, well, you have given us very little other reasons why else we would not. You were part of this team like the rest of us.
And if someone tries to take you in or tries to do anything to harm you, I will kill them if that's okay. Of course, if it's not, then that's fine too. We can keep them alive.
I second this notion.
Jubei looks at Quentin and Evan goes,
Wait, the moment he looks, Jubei looks towards him, he just kind of like wilts a tiny bit, and is just
Only, though, with the consent of the rest of the party, I suppose.
That's why I put in the clause.
That's not why I was looking. I was just a little. Never mind. It's very sweet of you all to say for Halani. And there is one question we do need answered, I believe, though, Halani. For your safety as well as our own. And do you know who has this bounty out for you? So we can avoid places where we may bump into similar situations.
Looking at Jubei, then to Twin, and then back to Jubei. The person I imagine that has the bounty out, but I cannot be sure, but I would imagine it would be my father.
Junpei looks back over at Quentin with a, yeah, that fish story was a bad idea.
He just frowns.
I see. That does make things rather complicated. In any case, Elani, since you would obviously know this better than us, we will let you determine where we make stops to lessen any sort of danger for you. If you feel better, I could always send Shitari Toka up ahead to scout out to see if I can notice any more signs like that.
Oh, would Halani even know where would be safer?
Nah. You'd assume probably towns would be the most dangerous places, but honestly, the fact that you found a wanted poster for yourself in Central Osteria, that's a pretty bad sign.
Does Halani share that with the party?
No, I was just thinking about how she would share that.
Okay.
Well, the incident happened in Biford, so if it's made its way all the way out here, I don't really know what's safe or not.
Okay, now just because I need to know, I can't think of it. How far away is that from where we are?
A few 100 miles.
So significant. Okay.
Yep.
Jubei's gonna just tap his chin. That is a distance for such a poster to travel. This makes you. Feel free not to answer this question. It is, I admit my curiosity. But Lonnie, is your family important to get such a bounty so far?
Apparently I was hitting the wrong button.
Okay.
Pain.
I feel so sad now. Now I don't even remember what I said.
No. Would it help if I reprompt the question?
No, it's my family. Well, my only family that I really have left is my father, and important. Yes, I suppose he is important. I don't really know how far and what extent that his importance is. He has done a lot of research and experiments and funding and the sorts.
Would you be comfortable with giving us a first name, maybe?
Yeah, Nano?
It is Alestairendon is his name.
Do I recognize that name?
You wouldn't.
Do I recognize the name?
Most likely not.
Would any of us recognize the name? Let's just cut to the
Does
chase.
Ragnar
guys.
recognize the name?
He might. Let me make a history check for him. But the rest of you know, this is pretty. This is a.
I figured
Pretty
Jubei
joyous
would,
thing.
which is why I really didn't ask, but I figured we might as well cover everybody while we're here.
I mean, if it's anything about government type political structure, maybe.
Not quite.
Yeah, it sounds like
Um,
he's more like a researcher businessman by the description.
Yeah.
Those who look out to where Ragnar is, he kind of quirks an eyebrow and continues to keep the horses going, but he doesn't say anything for now. There does seem to be a bit of recognition.
Well, I take it he is important enough at least to get such a bounty so far, but... And he's gonna look at the poster again in Halani's hand with the dead or alive part on it, and just under his breath go, your own father, though. I have a hard time imagining this.
My father's gonna be assholes.
I do know this to be a truth, but even so, it strikes me as. And you could kind of see there's a real, like, sad depression with this when he looks at it. I am sorry. I do not mean to inject myself in this, Alani.
We continuing on?
Crystal, you there?
Hello?
Hello?
Sorry, I scared myself.
What?
What?
I went to go turn someone up and I accidentally clicked on Groovy and turned Groovy up.
No.
The 130% from 1%.
Oh, no. I just want to see what that's like. Okay,
Oh, God.
no, I do not know what to do. Don't do
Ned, are you still there? No, you are.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault, Chris.
I don't know if Halani has any response to that, but
I don't know what was said because I blasted Groovy.
Sorry, Ella. Yeah, basically, Jubei was just pointing out the fact that, like, he was kind of really surprised that your father would want to put a dead or alive poster out for you. Can't really understand that thinking from from a father. And he's like, I don't. And then he apologizes for trying to interject himself with that thought.
No, it is quite alright. You don't have to apologize.
Well, as Everin said anyway, Selani, if you wish to remain with us, we will do everything we can to keep you safe.
I wouldn't want to cause anyone trouble, she says, looking around at everyone.
are you kidding me? This party is nothing but trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about.
To be honest, this is probably one of the least troubling things this group has brought together. Hell, I brought forth a demon from hell trying to kill everyone, and Everin has a demigod killer after her.
About that. Don't you think he's after every demigod, not just her?
Yeah, but I think I kind of personally made him mad by escaping him twice in a row.
Or he didn't care to begin with? There's
That
a
is-
thought.
It's fair, but the fact that Everin is with us would still indicate he's after us because of it. And I suppose you too at this point, Ragnar, but that is neither here nor there.
Also, Asen's with. Well, not really. He's with us now, but he's still with us.
That's true. Not to mention,
Uh.
Evren also has a horrible husband after us who wants to destroy
Become
everything.
emperor.
Yes.
Speaking of that Asen guy, I saw him making oogly eyes at the Empress. Well, former Empress.
Huh. No kidding.
Yeah, I wonder if there's something there.
I suppose they were together for a while. It is possible.
Oh, I thought my dad liked her. I guess not. I wasn't sure though.
Wait, you thought your
Your
dad
dad
was
a
with-
little older?
I don't know. He might be. I think he likes younger women or older. I don't know. He did like a goddess.
Well, the goddess is decisively older.
Oh
that,
yeah.
You know, birth of creation and all that.
If he can get a goddess, he can get an empress. I'm sure he can.
Anyways, I think that's enough talking about fathers. He says, looking back at Alani.
Everyone just stops and just squeaks really loudly.
During that whole conversation, Ayla just had this look on her face, like, oh, here we go
And
again.
nobody has even mentioned Ayla's new digs.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Everyone is just kind of like just looking over to Halani with like, I'm so sorry.
Which outfit did Ayla end up going with anyway?
The first one.
The first
Yeah.
one? Oh, okay.
The one that is a little less streetwalker-ish.
How
Plus
dare
none
you.
better.
She got both, but she's wearing the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, colder weather we're going into.
Oh, I changed your damn token
Okay.
picture. I don't know why I went back to the old one.
I still see that.
Oh,
I see the
did
new
it?
token.
I see the new one.
Oh, it shows the old one for me.
Weird.
Well, if you guys see the new one, that's all I care about.
My
As you guys are traveling forward, Ragnar takes out a pipe, lights it, and begins to smoke.
while he is smoking, Quentin just quietly speaks up.
Ragnar,
Hmm?
why did that man from before call you puppy?
I think the term you're looking for is pup.
I assumed that was a short version of such.
Well, it's kind of embarrassing.
Why would it be embarrassing?
Do you want somebody to call you a pup?
Kind of tilts his head.
I believe that's the worst thing that could be called. I could be called.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, I guess I can tell you a few stories. Back home, I was a bit of an upstart of sorts. I know, hard to believe. But growing up as my mother's son and my father's son, I had a lot of power coursing through these veins of mine. He kind of idly looks at his arms when he says that. Because of that, things were expected of me. My brother got off easy because he was not the son of a god of sorts, and he was a little jealous, but that's a whole another story to begin with. That said, I spent a lot of time causing troubles for the folks there, but I also spent a lot of time. I kind of matured making up for it.
You sure about that?
What's that
Everyone's-
supposed to mean?
Everyone is just smiling at that. Go on. Sorry.
Well, anyway. The whole pup thing was because I always wanted to fight him when I was younger and always lost. So he would call me a fiery pup. He uses as a bit of a term of endearment between the two of us, though I find it absolutely embarrassing.
I could see it.
I don't know. I personally find it to be endearing. It's the term of such.
Well, I'm glad you find it endearing, Quentin. I'll let Bjorn call you Pup from now on.
He kind of like thinks about that. It's just like, he kind of like tilts his head. He's just like kind of seemingly kind of dancing around with the word instead of his head. Before he kind of like squints and then like looks over towards Ragnar. Does he seem to have offended him by chance?
Make me an insight roll.
Bam.
Let me make a roll really quick.
Actually, speaking of which, now that we're on the road and ahead, Jubei will send out Shitori Toge again just to scout out.
Okay, you can make a perception. Blind
Yeah,
perception
I
check.
was about to set it to blind.
Well, actually, he tied with your insight, so I'll say he's not really offended.
The
He
fucker.
seems to be a hard person to offend, honestly, but he does seem to be kind of jerking your chain a bit.
By the way, Nano, because it's blind, do I gotta roll it again? Because I have no idea if that rolled at advantage.
It rolled at advantage, don't worry.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
So
I
for
guess.
For the time being, the road seems clear.
Okay.
I guess Quentin kind of rubs his chin just like a tiny bit before it's just.
Well, I don't know why he would.
Try to duel him. Maybe he'll start calling you a pup too.
Perhaps.
Assuming he's
He
still
seems to
there
be
when we
very
do.
much. That is true, but like he just kind of seems. He seems a bit like. He seems a bit. Not any negative emotion, just like genuinely curious. If anything, it's. Yeah, no. He just kind of says,
I don't believe anyone's ever. Oh. No, there have been other nicknames. It's just that they weren't always very nice. Hmm.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, a word is a word. It's up to the interpretation of the person.
Well, that's not entirely true. Usually, if you were to call something a freak, that usually isn't interpreted very well. Connotations can carry weight on their own. Well, I suppose my mother would call me Gwen at times.
Quinn, huh?
Or Quincy. But, I think those were just, terms of endearment, as it is said.
Takes another deep puff of the pipe, which, by the way, none of you have ever seen him smoke before.
yeah, he kind of squints at that a little bit.
What are you doing
Driving the cart. What else?
with your mouth?
Love phrasing.
Talking?
No,
He kind of like taps his lip.
pipe.
Oh, this. Suppose you could say I picked up a new habit.
Don't suppose that is a very good habit to pick up.
Did my dad do it?
Did your dad do what?
Pick up the habit for you? Because he does it a lot.
We did have some discussions. Besides, it's fine. I can quit at any time, Quentin.
Insight.
Quentin just kind of like looks.
You
Good
believe
job.
him?
Yeah, totally. It's wonderful. Yeah, no. Quentin just kind of looks over towards him and is just.
Even if you were, though, I don't understand why you are.
Well, I mean, stressful times these days. Figure this might take out a little bit of the stress.
Ayla's side-eyeing this so bad.
Well, my personal experience, whenever others, those who would visit the cemetery at least, oftentimes found themselves to be, well, stressed, there would be a volume of different coping mechanisms, but I find that oftentimes the one that worked was talking to someone.
And seeing from actual experience firsthand for a few years, it doesn't really help. I mean, you saw what he looked like. I don't know if you want to become like that. He's not that bad, but still.
You talking about what I said, or your father?
My dad.
Okay.
Guys, it's just a little pipe tobacco. It's nothing crazy.
But
That's
it's
what he said.
wacky tobacco.
And I had made myself clear I will do it again, but I would like to step on some of the self-harm that takes place within this party. Harm in general.
Well, kind of looks at the pipe a minute. I'll consider it.
No, you won't. Would you like to make a sort of deal?
A deal. Alright, what kind of deal do you have in mind?
And a kind of smile kind of slowly curls on his lips.
How about you, the next time you feel any sort of stress, try coming to me, and I'll see what I can do in concerns of that, and, well, in return, I suppose I could attempt to give your, friend a match or two.
You know, I don't like the way you phrased that, Quentin.
What appropriate term is there?
What do you mean by friend?
He kind of tilts his head. I'm also missing something. My brain is not working at max capacity. What was his relation to him again?
Oh, you're talking about Bjorn?
Yeah. I knew that was his name, but I didn't want to say it. I was uncertain.
Yeah, I mean, friend is pretty,
To be fair, with Quentin's knowledge about interpersonal relationships, that
a little broad. You gotta be a little more. Quentin, I'm not sure what you mean by friend.
Well, I believe his name was Bjorn, right?
Ah, Bjorn, yes. What about him? You want to talk to him?
No, I was just thinking that in return for something that you may not think will necessarily work, I can do the same.
So you're telling me you want me to quit my pipe tobacco and you'll do some ambiguous thing with Bjorn?
Oh, I said that I was going to spar with him.
Oh, spar. Huh, you want to lose?
I wouldn't be objected to it.
I think even Jubei might have a run for his money with him.
Means I get a nice nickname. I don't suppose I would fight it.
I suppose. Regardless, I'll think about it.
Well, alright.
GBA, make me another owl perception check, please.
Okay. Bring up my owl sheet again and make sure I'm on the right layer so I don't screw it up. Blind GM, okay. Perception.
Ooh, okay. Alright. A little bit of time passes, about 15-ish minutes. The cart continues. There's kind of a natural lull in all the discussions and conversations as people are kind of taking in everything that's happened for the day. And then you guys hear Ragnar go, the hell is that? As the cart moves forward, I will move you to the other map here. And
Sunset Road.
in the middle of the road, there's kind of a T intersection, one going north, the other going south. And at that intersection, there is a man in heavy plate mail with this massive glaive sitting atop a midnight black horse. His armor is a dark steel color, and there's another man in similar armor kind of off to the side of the road as they hold up their hands towards the cart. Halt, friend. And with that, we'll end the session there.
Okay.
Righteous.
Yay!